Hey team, so we just had a great call talking about overcoming obstacles and our mindset and just challenges that we're facing that make us feel defeated or that keep us from moving forward because we just want to throw in the towel. And honestly, all of us have those feelings. There are different levels of that feeling for each of us. Some of us have just little obstacles that we're overcoming where it's just like, oh, we're busy and it's crazy. Some of us have some pretty big health issues. And then there's some trauma, because trauma, it's just part of a life cycle. There's going to be some events that are so unimaginable that you just don't know what to do with yourself. And honestly, I'm right there with you guys in having some of those obstacles that you just feel like, you almost feel like that overcoming obstacles makes us stronger. That is a cliche that you just don't want to hear. And I'm right there with you. You're like, yeah, okay, this sucks. This is hard. And I just can't do anything else. You know what? That's okay. It's okay for you to feel that way. Be present in your moment. And sometimes it's going to take a little bit, however big that is, the obstacle that you're overcoming. But really just take a moment to be present with it, shift your priorities to take care of it. Then you can come back. And when it's time to come back, it's like John Addison says, like we get stuck in the mud and you can't crawl out of the mud. You have to explode out of the mud. So when you're done, you make that choice and like, okay, I'm ready to go. And you just commit and you go forward, okay? Now, explosion doesn't mean you're going to wake up the next day and be like 10-star diamond coach. We're not talking about that. We're talking about where you just set some goals for yourself and you hit those goals. Okay, so here are some strategies I want to share with you guys that really can help you get back on track and feel good about yourself and what you're doing. Because when you have these obstacles beating at you at this side, and then you have your negative mindset that our whole life we've been trained to look for the negative instead of the positive. Not a lot of us have gone through a positive mindset life where you see the good in all things. We kind of, either it's about yourself or other people or whatever that might be. So you have the obstacle pounding on you. Then you have your mindset of all these philosophies that you grew up with that talks to maybe you don't think you're good enough, or you don't do sales, or you're not consistent, or you look in the mirror and you don't think you're beautiful, or you are too busy, whatever that is, right? So you have those things pounding at you. And then there's these expectations up here that you set for yourself, or that there is with the business or with your health. And you feel like it's just hovering over you. So you're completely surrounded with these challenges. But there's hope, because there are things that you can just put your head down and plug through that will battle against these challenges that are surrounding you and create armor so that you stay in the right mindset, so you stay in the game. Because life is not about one big success. It's about little successes over time, right? That slight edge, right? It's positive choices made over time that leads you to success. It's the life of responsibility. And it's not about every single day you must be perfect. You must do it. Some days you're going to have a divot and you'll come back. And some days you have this huge divot and you crash really hard. You hit the ground. But as long as you get back up, you can keep going. And you can start from wherever you landed, right? And you just keep going. It's the slight edge. It's the compound effect of just a little bit over time. It will build with your mindset and feeling good about yourself, relationships, with your health, and with this business. And that's what I love, is this business is about lifestyle, where we get to help others and ourselves create healthy lifestyles that lead us to a life of happiness, of success. It's not about finances. I think we focus so much on finances and those success club points or how many inches that we lose sight of the beauty of what we do. Okay, so here are a few tips that I would like for you guys to implement wherever you're at. If you're struggling emotionally with some challenges, or if you're struggling with your physical health journey where you look in the mirror and you just don't see what you want to, or you haven't been able to work out like you would, the financial piece, friendships, I mean, you apply this how you need it, because each of us have a different challenge that fits us and where we're at currently. Okay, so first things first, we've talked about affirmations. I want you to make a list of minimum 5 affirmations. They are statements, I statements in the present tense that are strengths you currently have or want. Okay, so I'm an incredible mother. I use my time wisely. I am healthy, fit, and strong because I exercise daily and eat healthy. You can say things like, I'm a generous person, or I'm an excellent communicator and a good listener. Whatever those are, whatever they are. I am a leader of leaders that changes lives daily. Choose a minimum of 5 things that you can say to yourself, looking in the mirror or just right before you go to bed. With this lifetime of training with a negative mindset, even though you might not feel like a negative person, there are some philosophies that we've been taught that battle against the things that we set for ourselves with goals. Okay, so 5 minimum affirmations that really are I statements, present tense, with your strengths or what you're striving for. On a daily basis, you just, boom, read through them and you're done. Okay, when you're having a really hard time, you can turn to them and say them. We're teaching Adelise to do her affirmations when she starts to lose her temper, or when she's having a hard time with her friends because she's so intense and they just don't want to be squeezed, or they don't want to play with her because she's so intense. She says to herself, I'm patient and kind. I'm a good listener. And she's repeating that to herself. And we're seeing an improvement. We really are. It's so awesome just to see that in full effect. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, with those affirmations, you should be either reading a book or listening to some type of positive mindset leader, something about leadership, or whatever area, family, health and fitness, you should be listening or reading at least 5 to 10 minutes or 5 to 10 pages each day, just reading. If you don't have that time to read yet, listen to something in the car. Jen Sincero is amazing, but you can also find John Addison or the recording of The Slight Edge. All of those you can find on YouTube and play while you're driving in the car, or you can put in your headphones while you go for a walk, while you vacuum. You can find 5 to 10 minutes to listen to something positive, okay? That's gonna keep you thinking in the right path that you need to be thinking to help you feel good when things are so dark and heavy over here, okay? All right, so here's the last couple things. Number 1, set weekly goals. What are some things that you want to achieve that you can say, hey, at least I did this, okay? For your workouts, be realistic. 7 days a week is a lot, especially if you're a busy person. So what if you set a goal for 5 days a week? Maybe you're just getting started and you're just struggling getting off the couch, or you get home and you're just dead tired. Then what if it's 3? Set a weekly goal. As far as the business goes, why don't you say, okay, at least each day I add a new friend and I start a relationship, and maybe do an invite. Okay, you can start little and build, but set a weekly goal. So at the end of the week, you look back and say, at least I did that. At least I did those things. Yes, it was a crazy week and these things were going on, but at least I accomplished these things, okay? Set a weekly goal. Then the other thing is a daily checklist. I like to, before bed, write a list of things that are on my mind that I'd like to take care of the next day. You can do it at the very beginning in the morning, or you can do it before you go to bed. But make a list of the next day of things that you want to get done that are important to you and that would be nice. And as long as you mark off 3 of those things, you're good. You had a great day. If you mark off more than those 3, you had an awesome day. And as long as you look at that list and say, I must get these things done, you are a success. You made it happen. And you don't have to beat up on yourself. Okay? So things that we like to do is set family rewards, or set a reward for yourself that, you know, mommy gets to do. As long as she does her workout, then we'll go to the park together. Or we get to, you know, mommy did this, so at the end of the week, we go for frozen yogurt or whatever it is. Set a family reward, or maybe a personal reward where you get time for yourself, like a hot bubble bath, or just going out and just having time to read. Okay. So that's what I'd like for us to focus on, is just the little things that we do. And if you happen to share any of those things on Facebook, or, right, if you share that with someone face to face, that you're working on it, then you are doing what our team has truly cored ourselves. We've made it our mission, which is to inspire others to live life as it was meant to be lived. And that's truly who we are. It's not inspiring others to make a lot of money. It's not inspiring others to lose a bunch of weight. It's to inspire others to live life as it was meant to be. And a lot of that is just making sure we're happy, we feel good about ourselves, and we're living a lifestyle that we can appreciate. I love you guys. You are amazing. We are all, myself included, we are overcoming some type of obstacle, and I don't know what level yours is, but if you need to duck out for a day or two because you have that priority to take care of, do it. But as long as you come back, because we all have moments that we fall out of the tree. We all have moments where we fall, but we can get back up. And we're going to do this and continue to inspire others, because that's what makes life so much more meaningful, is we can impact our family and our friends. So have a great night, you guys. You're amazing. Mwah. Bye.